Thank you for joining Teaching Makes Me Happy, I Think, a podcast about teaching right here in America. We're going to discuss the goods, the bads, the highs, and the lows of teaching, how we balance life and work. Please join me in our first episode entitled The Joys, Laughs, and Lessons in Teaching. My name is Lee, and I'll be your host. Enjoy. Today, I'd like to welcome Sandra, who's a school counselor and a former teacher. Welcome, Sandra.
Well, thank you. It's so great to be here. Thank you for the invitation. I appreciate
Thank you for coming. I really, really appreciate it. And I look forward to talking to you today.
I look forward to as well. Can't wait.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
A little bit about myself. Well, I was born in Haiti. Okay, so I came at the age of 8, attended elementary, middle school, high school, did all my education here. So basically, I became a teacher I was in kindergarten for about 8 years.
Wow.
And then I did third grade for 1 year.
Okay.
And I was like, I think it's time to go and find something else, you know?
Yeah.
And so I kind of like just fell into counseling. I didn't even know anything about it. A friend of mine was like, would you like to go check it out? And I was like, sure. We drove over to the university, and she didn't even continue with becoming a counselor, but I did.
But you did.
She's still a teacher, but I guess that was like God led. I felt because I love it.
Definitely. Now I was a former third grade teacher, so I know about that third grade. Third grade will change you.
Oh yes, yes.
Especially working here in South Florida. So tell me about teaching. Why did you even start? Why did you decide on this career?
I started in this career because a friend of mine, they were giving out scholarships. At that time, I was at Miami-Dade.
Okay.
And being a first-time immigrant, from parents, so they were giving out a scholarship for students who were, first-time immigrant parents. And so I was like, okay, let me go and try it out. I started taking education classes, and I loved it. And it was like, wow, I always loved kids. Always did Sunday school and things of that nature. And so I kind of just fell there, and then I've been doing it for 35 years.
Wow, 35 years is a long time. Now, when you first started teaching, what did you think it would be versus what it actually is?
When I started teaching, I really thought it would be a piece of cake.
Uh-huh.
I really did.
That was a lie.
I really did. Yes. I woke
that
up
was a lie.
quick.
Yeah,
okay?
yes.
I really did think it was going to be a piece of cake because, when you're in school, at the university, they teach you how to do these elaborate lesson plans and objectives and stuff like that. And then you walk into that classroom. Let me tell you, I had about 30 kindergartners by myself at that time.
Wow. That's a lot of little bodies running around.
Myself.
Touching in their nose, touching everybody. Yeah. I know about kindergarten life.
I didn't expect that, But it was like a rude awakening.
Yeah.
Because I learned on the job, basically, As the days went on, I learned on, how to read the students, how to know what their needs are. And basically every student, as you know, is like an individual human being with their own personalities, their own issues, their own needs.
Yes.
So that was like the real rude awakening, trying to adapt to all those personalities in one room.
And I think that's something that new teachers don't understand. Whatever you learned in school, or if you're a teacher that this is your second career, it really is not what you think it is.
Not at all.
And not what parents think it is.
Not at all. Every classroom is different.
Every classroom is different. Every group of kids you get are different. It depends on what's going on in the world. Their personalities are different. What they have going on at home is different. And as a teacher, you take on all of those things.
All of that.
And it can be overwhelming sometimes.
It's definitely overwhelming because especially if you have a heart for education.
Yes.
And I know, not my belief, but I know that the majority of educators, they're doing it out of the goodness of their heart. This is what they love.
Because that paycheck ain't lining up.
Trust me. We know. If you're an educator, you know.
You know. You're doing it from the heart.
Okay? Especially now that all the prices of everything is just rising. But even before that,
Right.
As an educator. And don't forget, we spend a lot of our income on the students themselves.
We always do, especially when you're in a school that doesn't have a lot of funding. When you're in a Title I school, teachers are constantly going in their pockets. And I don't think people really understand or kind of respect how above and beyond teachers really go for the students in their classroom, just because for the love of kids, actually, because it's definitely not for the paycheck. Honestly, the amount of work that you have to do as a classroom teacher is not worth the paycheck. And that's the unfortunate truth about it. So you moved from third grade right into guidance counseling.
Right into guidance counseling.
And were you tired of teaching?
I will tell you the truth. Let me tell you the truth. So this
Yes,
is,
let's go. Let's
the
go.
fun part about
All
teaching.
right. Yes. Uh-huh.
Yes, I was.
You were tired.
You know, the pressures of the classroom. And third grade, as you well know, is a mandatory testing grade.
Right.
So at that time, I started experiencing heart palpitations.
Wow.
I had to go and get a heart monitor because it was always such a... Once you get into the classroom, once you drive into the parking lot and you get out that car, your job starts. Okay?
And explain how the job starts from the parking lot.
Let me tell you how the job starts from the parking lot. You have parents already waiting for you at the gate.
Tell them. At the gate. At the front office.
I mean, I'm like... All the time I said, we need a reality TV show that just follows us
with
from
cameras.
the gate.
Because you would never understand that a parent will be waiting for you at the front office early in the morning. And guess what? Oh, somebody touched Tommy's bag and now it has a little hole in it. Really?
Yes. And you didn't call me.
You didn't call me.
And Little John never mentioned it to me.
And he put the hole in it himself.
Yes,
how about that?
Right?
He did it himself after you investigate.
10 hours.
I'm telling you, you have wasted my time and you have just kind of came in with all this bad energy and ruined my whole morning. My whole morning.
And that's from the parking lot. And
that's from the parking lot. And parents need to understand that teachers are human beings as well.
Exactly.
You know, and so we are not just robots that go in there, and when things happen in the classroom, they expect you to have eyes all around your entire head. Now we do. We do. But sometimes things get by us, especially when your child, little Johnny, is sneaky and you know it.
And you know it. And
you
that's
know
that
it.
part. You know it. You know
it. You know he bad. Nobody want to watch him.
Tell us.
You could have at least warned us that little Johnny was bad, because you know nobody wants to watch him.
We
How
had
about
to
that?
figure it out.
We had to figure it out on our own and come up with a whole classroom plan for him. Put him through RTI and everything else just to help that baby.
Get an RBT.
Get it
the
all.
Counseling, get the therapy outside. You know, we could have like just jumped right into it.
Jump right in. Now the non-teachers don't understand all of those.
No.
We'll get you caught up.
As a counselor, so you have the background of all of it. As a parent, as a teacher, and as a counselor.
That's right.
Yeah.
So tell me about one of your craziest moments as an educator in general. Could be in the classroom, could be as a counselor.
Every day. That's what I love about teaching. No 2 days are the same.
No.
That's what, especially as a counselor, no 2 days are the same. Okay, let me tell you about this one.
All right, I'm ready.
All right. Here we are, we're taking the kids, to a movie, an educational movie, field trip. Okay. So we have this young girl, straight, she's first time in the country. Okay. So I'm excited for them. I love when we take the kids, the ESO kids,
to new experiences.
Yes, to new experiences and everything. She pulls out $100 bill.
Oh, honey, she's loaded. She got
it. At the movie theater.
I'm like, buy it all, girl.
Okay. This is going to be a good experience. For everybody. So, of course, being a parent myself.
Right.
I'm not saying a parent wouldn't give a child $100 bill, because some are able to. However, I was a little hesitant.
Right.
So I was like, okay. I called the main office at school, Could you just call her dad to find out if he really did give it to her? I'm not just going to call her out and be like, you took this from you. No. I don't do that with kids. And so the secretary called, and of course she didn't get back to me until a little bit later. But I did let her purchase, a few items, because she's a kid. All the kids are buying popcorn and candy. Let her buy a few items. Even, we get back $97 to dad. Okay.
Yeah.
Girl.
Lord.
We're going to the movie theater, and I'm there with another teacher, and we're chaperoning the movie. One of us in the front, one of us in the back. So she asked to go, to the restroom. So, of course, I get up, and of course, I'm standing at the door watching. You know, she goes to the stand, and she purchases up, because the stand was kind of like, you know, not where I could see, but I could see her. She purchased for everyone that was at that movie theater.
Oh my gosh, she bought up the stand.
Came back with an arm full of stuff. That's not the funny part. Let me tell you the funny part. Fast forward. We go to school. Okay, because the secretary hadn't gotten back to me.
Right.
So I can't tell her, give him, you know, hold on to this money or whatever. So we get back to school, and the secretary said, I didn't get a chance to call you, but Dad said he's been looking for that money for about 2 months. He's been looking for that money for
2 months?
That is
Sticky
not
fingers, honey.
Girl, that shows up after school. Where's the money? Money is nowhere to be found. But that's not the funny part. As Dad is talking to her girl, the girl did this. She just passed out on the floor, you know, just to get the attention of the money off of her. We're sitting there like...
She's an actress.
What?
Oh, my God. She's going to be something.
We all just had to burst out laughing.
Oh,
you ever see someone pass out and now they lift her up and her eyes are closed and, you know, administration is walking her to... I'm like, girl.
She's putting on a show.
Girl, putting on a whole show. The way she just fell out, it's like in the movies, like...
Oh my goodness.
Right in front of her father.
Well,
so that's one of my funny moments. It was hilarious to me. You know?
I love that moment because I have a story very similar to that. Another student whose family immigrants. She came to school. I had no idea what was going on in the breakfast time. She was at breakfast with all of her friends, and I noticed she came back and the kids kept huddling around her. Come to find out, she took her mother's rent money. $1,400.
What?
In cash.
That one's worse than me.
She was at the breakfast and everybody was coming over. And she said, I just kept giving them five. It wasn't fives, it was 50s. 50s. She was giving them to the older kids in the cafeteria. And they were just taking the money.
Of course.
And everybody was taking the money. By the time I got to her, all I got was $100. And then I called everybody. I called the whole school. I was like, hey, shake them down. Everybody's got this money. Back. We only got about $250 back because we had no idea who had taken the money. That poor girl and her mother was so upset with her. But she was so happy. She was so happy she was in the school.
She was popular that day,
She was so popular. Listen, funny but not funny all at the same time. You know, you think about something like that happening to an immigrant where your rent money has been taken from you and you don't realize how, you know, how much stress that is. But, you know, our families come from so many different backgrounds. And unfortunately, things that they go through in the home also translate into the classroom.
Yes, it does.
You know, so that student, she was happy for the moment because sometimes she was sad because of the different things that were going on. The stresses and the struggle of
sometimes they have the language barrier too. Trying to communicate with other students. So definitely.
the struggle is very real.
No, those are just few stories, but we could write a book. Like I said, too many funny moments.
So if you, with all your background and all your knowledge, if you could give some advice to parents just about education in general, what would you say to parents?
I would say to parents, the school building is yours. It's an open door. Okay. We welcome parents. They have, you know, some parents believe that, you know, teachers don't want them there, especially when they're from a different country. Because certain countries, they respect teachers to the point where once you go to school, the teacher's going to take care of everything. Okay, I don't have to worry because I respect that person. I trust that person. But in America, definitely, we need that, you know, collaboration between parent, school, and the educator because we can't do it by ourselves.
I agree. And, you know, I'd like to add to that. What I think parents don't understand is that schools are successful based on parents.
Yes.
Parent involvement is huge. If you are or your child is attending a school that's not successful, most of the time it's because of parent involvement. Because when parents are in the building, when parents are talking, when parents are showing up at these meetings and hearing the important things that are going on, the school is successful because they have the backing of the parent.
They have the backing.
You know, for instance, if you have a school that has some issues with construction and things like that, when the parents call, that's taken care of. Yes.
Or, any need that they
Yes,
have. Because
yes.
the parents don't, I want parents to understand. That's why podcasts such as this is such an important, tool for the parents in
Right.
the community. Because parents don't understand the power that they have.
They don't.
In certain schools. And that is why, I even started trying to, get the message out somehow, coming here,
Right.
through your invite. We need to get the message out. Parents have the power.
Parents do have
And
the power.
like you say, you notice the difference in the school, in the students, in
That's
the
right.
environment
That's
of that
right.
school, even on the aesthetics of the school.
Right.
Pulling in.
Right.
Because they know parents are going to be there.
That's right. And it doesn't matter your socioeconomic background. As long as parents are there, the school will be successful. Things will happen, and you'll get things done.
You'll get things done.
Parents have the power. That's the message
Please,
here.
you have the power. We want you in that building.
Come
Come
on
get your little
down.
Johnny.
Well, Sandra, thank you so much for joining me for my very first episode. It was a pleasure talking to you.
This was amazing. As I said, this is an awesome podcast, and we need that to spread the word.
I am so happy you said that, because I'm going to invite you back, because our next podcast is going to be about teachers, giving them advice, talking to them, and finding out, are they happy, or does teaching make them happy or not?
You're going to get some advice from the counselor.
That's right, Sandra. I love it. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. Can't wait till next time.
And thank you for joining us on Teaching Makes Me Happy, I think.